Well, I figured everybody else is doing it, so why not? Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Time for a serious topic now here everyone. I guess I would technically be lying by saying this is an exciting video because it's more of a technical topic, but one that I do feel needs to be addressed. And since I've had a handful of people in the comment section wondering about this regarding the channel, I figured I might as well address it. And that's what's going on with this whole Coppa or Coppa or however the heck you pronounce it situation going on YouTube, and how will it affect this channel? Well, while I'm not the most well versed in this whole situation, from what I've heard, Coppa is a Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, specifically protects the privacy of children under the age of 13 by requesting parental consent for the collection or use of any personal information of the user. And from what I hear, the act took effect in April of 2000, although I've heard some people say 1998, so I don't know. So basically, you're not allowed to collect information on any children under the age of 13 when it comes to the online business. And long story short, YouTube did not follow this rule. They were collecting data on children under 13 for their advertisement's sake, and because of that, they got in trouble and were fined like, I think $145 million, which is just a drop in the bucket for that company, let's just face it. However, it was enough for them to tighten the rules up a little bit more on this website. So with these new rules, they're now going to do their best to try and protect children even more on YouTube, or at least to their best efforts. Back a few weeks ago, we content creators got the option on our channels to mark whether or not our content is aimed at children, not for kids, or whether or not we wanted to categorize each video separately. I personally marked my channel not for kids, even though I really think that my content on this channel is pretty family friendly, at least as far as my commentary goes. True, I will make some jokes about waifus from time to time, but it never really goes up beyond a PG rating in my opinion. Now, it's a different story when I'm handling PlayStation Vita games that are ecchi, and we'll get a little bit more into that later. Now, regarding the big question, will Coppa affect this channel? If you want my honest opinion, I would say no, probably not. However, if I'm being realistic at the same time, then my answer would be possibly. I don't know. Let me explain. The way Coppa works is that for any YouTubers that mark their channels for kids, they have to keep it within those lines or be fined, from what I'm hearing, up to $42,000. At least that's what everybody is saying. Yes, I'm being serious here. Per video, might I add. Now, the problem here is that for any YouTubers out there that do make legitimate children's content, once they mark their channel not for kids, their videos will not be searchable, their comments will be disabled, and they're gonna lose like 90% of their ad revenue. That's a pretty big hit, so you think to yourself, oh, well, okay, then the no-brainer thing to do would be just to mark your YouTube channel as not for kids. Here's the problem though. With Coppa, they don't really understand pop culture or the way times have changed when regards to animation or toys and the like. They still live in the era where they feel that animation and toys, I'm just using those as examples, are aimed solely at kids, where that's not really true. I see plenty of toy collectors around my area, and they're like in their 30s and whatnot. Same thing with animation. You can even just watch like Cartoon Network and Adult Swim and find a whole bunch of shows that are animated that are not for kids. So, you know, times have changed in that regard. However, Coppa doesn't really see it that way. So regarding this channel here, the thing that could be an issue, as I was saying earlier, is the ecchi games that I feature on this channel. You see, even though I mark this channel not for kids, if Coppa was to see one of my videos, and let's say it was an ecchi video, and say, oh, hey, that's animation right there. Animation is aimed squarely at kids. Yet you marked your channel not for kids, but your video is obviously for kids, even though it's not, because it's an ecchi game, they still could fine me up to that amount of money. Hopefully not, but, or even in worst case scenarios, delete the channel altogether. It is a real possibility, and that's why so many YouTubers are up in arms about this. Same thing with toy channels. If you have a toy channel and maybe the guy that's doing the commentary, you know, drops the F-bomb or something like that, well, they see him doing toy videos, even though he's doing it for maybe more of an adult demographic, they still could say, hey, it's toys. Kids are into toys. It's aimed at them. You use the F-bomb. That's not for kids. Boom. Finding you up the keister. On the flip side, however, one of the reasons why I don't think it's going to affect this channel very much is the fact that, well, let's face it everyone, the PlayStation Vita is kind of an obscure console. It's certainly not mainstream in any stretch of the imagination. The good thing about that is that it might just work in our favor. The PlayStation Vita is obscure, meaning not a whole lot of people are paying attention to it, Coppa included, and thus any bad situation that this channel could ever undergo probably will slip under the cracks because Coppa is going to be looking for more of the popular, iconic characters such as, like Mario and the like. Not saying we're 100% foolproof safe here, but I think our chances are a little bit better than most other channels out there. Granted, however, it's still video games, and video games by and large are still kind of seen as a kid's thing by many people. Thus, who knows? So yes, it's kind of scary times, needless to say. And from what we understand, these effects won't be going into YouTube until January 1st of 2020. At that point, who knows what's really going to happen. And for me personally, I'm not really worried. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not living in a bubble or anything, but it's one of those situations where you gotta just kind of wait and see what happens. Worrying about it's not really going to do anything. And I'm just going to say this, everyone, it's not going to affect the content on this channel whatsoever. I'm still going to be bringing you Vita content every single week, regardless of what happens. It's my unofficial oath I've made to you all, I think. Or maybe it was just a dream. I don't know. I got it from somewhere. Now, believe it or not, there is a positive to all of this whole Coppa stuff going over on YouTube. However, I'm going to save that for another video because it's a topic that I think deserves its own segment. And some of you might even have an idea of what I'm talking about here. However, until then, what do you guys think about this whole Coppa thing? Is this the first time you've heard about it? Were you unaware that any of this was going on? Or are you in a little bit of a panic about what could potentially be? Let me know down in the comment section and let's discuss it. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people, including Mango Man, Reiko Star, Matt Fox, Mario Cruz, Buzz Sayin, Richard Cruz, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, Rodrigo Vera, Aaron Swanson, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Haddo, Joshua Williams, Ruben Gutierrez, BMF, Skulshur Tugul TCG, Adam Thury, Pierce Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, and Phantom XRS. If you yourself would be interested in supporting the channel, check the links down in the description below. I have various ways for you to do so down there.